we still are talking about Michigan last year because they have received the notice of allegations from the NCAA regarding the Connor Stalions case, and this is not going to get resolved this season, Jesse. As you know, the NCAA wheels of justice turn slowly. So Michigan will have 90 days to respond. There'll be 30 more days to respond at that. Then they got to set a hearing. So this is all going to happen next season. But I love that the NOA gets dropped on them 2 days before the Connor Stalions documentary drops on Netflix.
So what are our thoughts on that? I mean, because I kind of think that this documentary is going to be a nothing burger. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. I just the way the Florida one played out last year, I'm skeptical. But if it will be hilarious if it actually A, is good, and B, there's like, oh, Connor Stalions is on camera and he's like, hell yeah, that was me in Central Michigan gear on the sideline. You know, if he's like puffing his chest out, that would be classic. I'm just skeptical. Obviously, it drops on Tuesday. The timing of this is certainly eye-opening. Michigan fans are, continue to be apoplectic that this is even a storyline. But hey, that college football is all about rivals just continuing to throw mud at rivals, and so that's
so the draft copy that ESPN obtained a few weeks ago, it seems to be fairly similar to the one that landed. Now, everybody's going to say, oh, this is all Connor. It's not all Connor Stalions. It's actually, there's 11 allegations in it. 2 of them involve Connor Stalions. And then everything else is there's like recruiting stuff and other things. So I don't know exactly how this is all going to shake out. And we won't know for a while. But the Connor Stalions documentary, I'm with you because this series, this Untold series, it's been a lot of, if you actually follow the sport, it's stuff you already knew. The stuff I've seen on the Steve, I haven't seen the Steve McNair documentary yet, but it's one of those things where I think if you were following that case and you followed Steve McNair's NFL career, you didn't learn much. And if you didn't know anything about it, which is most of the audience that they're trying to reach, you're like, wow, what a story. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Right now, if you use the code Staples, play $5, you get $50 instantly to play. And there's already picks on the board for week 1. That's right, for Thursday night games. Remember, Colorado is playing North Dakota State on Thursday night. Minnesota is playing North Carolina on Thursday night. We're about to talk about those games. What do you think Shedeur Sanders is going to do? What do you think Max Brosmer, the bro, you heard him on this show, former New Hampshire quarterback, now starting for Minnesota against North Carolina. Omarion Hampton, one of the best returning running backs that nobody's talking about. He's going to be playing for North Carolina in that game. North Carolina with a revamped defense. Does that change how much Max Brosmer can throw for? Meanwhile, you've got Colorado and North Dakota State. You had Dion at Big 12 Media Days talking about how disciplined that defense is at North Dakota State, how good Colorado has to be to win this game, because this is one of the programs that's not going to come in scared of an FBS team. Shedeur Sanders, how's he going to do in a first game behind a revamped offensive line that they think is going to be better? Travis Hunter, how many snaps does he play on each side of the ball? How does he do as a receiver? Jimmy Horn, all of it available on PrizePicks. Those players I just mentioned on the board right now. Play $5, get $50 instantly with the code Staples. Now, everybody who's involved in this has signed an NDA, and they've not really made it available to see early. So all you got are these little whispers. And the only little juicy whisper I heard, and I'm not sure if I believe this, is that he's going to name people who are doing the same thing for other programs. And
that would be spicy.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
That would be spicy because I'm with you. I mean, you could the Florida one in particular. I think it should have been dubbed, redubbed, told, the
right.
story that you've heard before, because there was not. I mean, they could have read all your news clippings as a beat writer. When you were at the Tampa Bay Times back then covering the Gators and
Tampa Tribune, baby, don't know that was the competition.
Tampa Tribune.
May the
Excuse
Tampa
me. When
Tribune rest in peace.
all that stuff would have been in the news already. So the Manziel one was pretty good. But I'm with you. I'm skeptical.
Well, I do want to see it because I want to hear him. Like, I've only heard him talk a couple times. Like, we've read so much about this guy, but there's so little available video interview footage. Like, I just want to get a sense of the person. So
yeah,
part I'm kind of interested in seeing.
That, and I mean, does he actually? How transparent is he about? Which is funny. We're talking about stealing signs. Transparent.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
transparent is he? How transparent is he about his manifesto and this whole deal that he did, where he basically from the jump from years ago wrote this huge thing about how he wanted to ultimately become the head coach at Michigan.
Yeah.
I would be fascinated to hear him talk about that if he actually does,
I think he's going to say, I was a lone wolf. I didn't tell the coaches anything I was doing. I don't think he's going to do anything to hurt Michigan, at least not intentionally. Yeah. So that would be my guess, because he's now a beloved cult figure there. He doesn't want to lose that part of it.
The Schadenfreude, though, if he does start naming some folks, that would
especially
be
if they left it in, it would probably mean they could prove that it's true. And then, because if I'm whatever production company's making this for Netflix and he just starts naming people, I'm like, listen, I'm not putting that in the thing unless we know that's true, because I'm gonna get sued. So we'll find out exactly how that goes. But yeah, if he can say that everybody else was doing this, which something Michigan fans have been saying all along, it doesn't matter because you got caught. And being the one who's dumb enough to get caught is still a thing. But it's definitely interesting and juicy.
I can't believe Central Michigan still hasn't. It's like we can neither confirm nor deny that was Connor Stalions. That in and of itself just is still hilarious.
It's so
we
good.
just have this grainy shot that looks like it was from like the Zapruder film.
Yes,
like we're like trying to figure out who's on the grassy knoll here, and we still like their program still can't say yay or nay that was Connor Stalions. Man,
it's amazing. Truly amazing. So we'll find out more. Well, look, this thing drops on Tuesday, so we'll get a review on the show. I will give everybody a review on the show. I'll watch it as soon as humanly possible, and we will definitely talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.